What's up, guys? Tectony here. We're going to be going over building and getting started on some YouTube ads. Now, there's a lot of options here and a lot of different variations, combinations we could be going. I'm going to keep this as simple as I can, going over as much as I possibly can in this video and the next video. This video in general that I'm making will be enough to get you up, started, and running on some YouTube ads for your Google campaigns. So first thing first, we are using the most updated dashboard on Google right now. This is my personal account that I use for my business. This is February 12th, 2020, depending on when you're watching this video. You should have this updated. Now, if you don't have the updated dashboard, don't worry. You'll get soon enough. They didn't change too much. The process is still going to be pretty much very similar, if not the same. But we're going to get started on a few things. First thing first, to be obvious, you need to have a Google Ads dashboard. Even though YouTube has their own thing over here, you see this is YouTube, you run YouTube ads on your Google Ads dashboard as part of the campaign. So first of all, you need to have a Google Ads dashboard. Second, you need to have a YouTube account as well. Now, hopefully, whatever email you use for Gmail will be the same email login that you use for YouTube. By default, whenever you create a Gmail account, you get a YouTube channel as well. It's just if you started it or not. So, log into your Google Ads account. You should see a dashboard similar to this, and go to your YouTube account. To get to that, if you don't know, you click right here in the upper right-hand corner, go to your channel, and your channel is going to pull up, right? Now, if you go over here to YouTube Studio, let that load. I have videos on here. If you don't, you're going to need content. Click here, and I'll just choose a video at random that we're going to use for this advertisement. But this has to be your content. You upload it. You're not using someone else's unless you have permission to use their videos for your advertising. If you don't, there's just a whole world of problems you're running into, and it's just not worth going down that road. So make sure you have your own content and your own videos to start using, all right? Now, what you could do is subscribe to Pathfinder Digital Marketing to my channel. If you do that, I'm always posting stuff on here to help you out, but this is something you want to stick to. Make sure you have your own content, okay? All right, now next, we're going to be linking some accounts together. Now, a third thing you want to make sure you have is Google Analytics. You should be tracking some form of conversions. Remember, like I said, this is a very general video, so you might not be doing conversions. You may be just doing some brand awareness, but regardless, eventually, you're going to want to use Google Analytics as well. So we're going to go over here to Tools and Settings in the corner up here, okay? Now, I've already done some linking, but I'm going to show you again. Go to linked accounts, Google Analytics. You click on there. I can't show you what it looks like because it's an MCC account, so it has a lot of my clients on there. But you click on there, find you. You're going to link everything together with your account, okay? And then through YouTube, you're going to click there as well. Add a channel. I'm trying to call Tectony. Go down, there I am. Bloop. Click on that. I own this channel. And you're going to go to YouTube. Tectony. Don't ask me again. And you're going to name your link, okay? Google and Tony Pathfinder Digital Marketing. Actually, just name that one. There we go. So view accounts, remarketing engagements. Yes, you're going to want all that. Hit link. And now the account link is saved, okay? Now the goals that we'll be using, they're different. From Shopify to Amazon to a standard website, viewership, sign up for my ebook type of deal. Like I said, I'm keeping this particular first video very simple, just so you can start running some videos on YouTube. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out to me. I'll probably be making more videos on the finer details of using Google Analytics tracking and Google Ads conversion tracking when it comes down to YouTube video ads. Now, if this is new to you, please don't worry about reaching out to me. Hit me up. But now we're going to start building your ads. So first thing first, going into your campaigns. There's a nice little blue button. We're going to click there. Click New Campaign, and this is where the journey starts. Now, there's a lot of different options here, and I go over these. Each of these options are different depending on what type of ads you're running. So YouTube ads, search ads, display ads, and then the different type of combinations that you're doing. These aren't all available to YouTube, to video ads. So sales, leads is pretty good. Product brand awareness, you can do video. You see how these changed? Like when it had a lot more options. You know, brand awareness is not there. Product brand consideration, sorry. This is brand awareness and reach. At promotion, you can't use video on, sorry. And then there's create campaign without goal guidance. Now, if you see my other videos, 90% of the time, we're gonna use this. But right now for this video, we're gonna be using leads and videos right now for the sake of this video. Now remember, I said for YouTube video purposes, and pretty much any way you go, your bidding strategies and conversions are always going to be different. So, for example, if we're using brand awareness, and you click on videos, you see it gives me a completely different section of campaign subtypes that we can use as opposed to leads and video. It just gives me a continue button. Let me go over a few things real fast on this. So I want to show you real quick is a couple of these options. Now I'll go over these in better detail in other videos, but real quick, let me move myself. Skippable tends to be the most common. That's going to be the most built out ads. Those are the ones you see the most. It's these guys right here. So look right here, see, if we let it play, let me lower my volume down a bit.
Or don't go to Fiverr and find yourself in
it's a skippable ad, right? Straightforward, pretty simple stuff, right? Now these ads, once they've gone for excuse me, for 30 seconds, it counts as a view and it charges you. It's going to charge you based off the keyword that was typed in. So that's how they're going to charge you for these clicks. Bumper ads are 6-second video ads for that. Non-skippable ads are 15 seconds or less. And we've seen those. Geico is pretty notorious for them. It says right there, 15 seconds non-skippable ads. So if that's the type of ad you're going to do, remember, whenever you make a video, it's got to be 15 seconds or less for it to work. A lot of times, these are the ones you'll see if you comment on YouTube, even on Facebook right now. They appear at the beginning of the ad, middle of the ad, in the beginning of the ad, and in the middle of the ad. Those are those non-skippable stream ads. And every once in a while, you'll get them as skippable as well, but then you got to remember that time difference that makes them skippable or non-skippable. Outstream videos, this next section right here, these guys are mobile-only ads, mobile-friendly ads. So that means your video, wherever you upload, wherever you're using, you're going to want to build it with mobile in mind. Now remember, if you're like any other business that I've worked with, 64% and up, the majority of your clients, potential customers, your fans, views are going to be on mobile. So whatever you're doing, your website, your videos, your advertising, keep mobile in mind. And primarily, you're going to want to make that primary build for anything that you're doing in your business. Any user experience, build it with mobile in mind. Now we got ad sequence. Ad sequence videos are a series of videos, primarily they come in threes. And it could be, if you're watching something on YouTube, some of these long videos. At the beginning, you might have a video that introduces the business, and then you'll get interrupted with another video that talks about why you would use them or download an ebook type of deal. And then a third video would be like a thank you video if you download the ebook or another invite for the business, something like that. Those are ad sequences. They're fairly new. You gotta have a series to show somebody of ads that are all related together and in a particular order. But those are called ad sequence videos on YouTube. All right, so under brand awareness, we're just gonna click continue right here.
So it says set the average amount that you're willing to pay.
Sorry, just checking some of my notes. All right, so I want to go over some of these base charges right here. Target CPM, follow that out. You get charged for per every 1,000 views that your video is shown in. And that's when you're using a up here, see brand awareness and reach campaign. And pretty much most of the time, yeah, all right, so we're gonna go back to this real fast. That's, see, skippable, hit continue, and it shows you your target CPM, right? And that's what these are for. Per 1,000. See, target CPM, cost per 1,000 impressions. You set the average amount you're willing to pay for every 1,000 times your ad is shown. So if you are a fresh business, brand new, you want people to know you exist, this is the route to go right here for your goods, services, or whatever you're doing. Another one I want to show you is product and brand consideration. This is influence consideration. This is pretty much what's called skippable in-ad streams or video discovery. This goes through people's viewership, what they look at, what they're searching for. Ad sequence is there as well, and then there's shopping ads here for your e-commerce store, Shopify, WooCommerce, whatever you're dealing with. This is there as well. But real quick, let me show you something here that's a little bit different from the other ones. The difference here is the last one was cost per 1,000. This one is called CPV, cost per view. So you're telling Google how much you're willing to pay per view of your video. 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, it shows up, it's there, you're paying for it. That's what product and brand consideration is used for. But like I said, we're gonna be using leads for this. Leads and website traffic are fairly similar, but we're gonna be using leads, video, we're gonna be driving conversions and continue. And this is where we're gonna start. All right, first thing first, label your stuff. Always, Google gives you a default name that you see here. Don't use it. PDF test to learn. So I'm teaching you guys how to use the field, so I know what this is later on. And it's great, especially if you have multiple people. Your marketing director, the owner are looking at this. They can see, oh, okay, this is the one they built out. And normally, 02, today's date, 21st, 2020. Label it as detailed as you can, so you know when you started this campaign. I can't tell how many times I look at I'll take over a Google Ads account and there's no labels, or there's very bad labeling and I don't know which one's which. It's not good, so just label it, okay? All right, so budget and dates. So we have some spends here. This is the next section that I want to show you. You want to pick what you want to do daily, or you have a campaign tool, a start and end date of when you want this ad to run, or how long you want this ad to run. Normally, just click daily, because you can always go to your campaign and pause it and restart it as you please. So this feature is fairly useless. Just hit there. We're going to do $1. Standard and accelerated. Accelerate means it's going to spend it as fast as it can. I normally don't use this on video ads, even though video ads can be fairly cheap. Still want to avoid it. Let's stick to standard recommended for right now and stay there. Now, little disclaimer here. Your budget here is what you're going to spend every day. For the month, you won't pay more than your daily budget times the average number of days in the month. So if your budget's $3,000 a month, $100 a month is divided by 30. That's the number you're going to throw in here. Now keep in mind, I do know Google says you won't pay more. Technically, you won't. So say today there was a low amount of views on your video and you only spend 50 cents. Well, tomorrow Google can take that and spend $1.50, or they can spend $1.50 today and 50 cents tomorrow. Control the budget. There's different ways to do that, and videos that explain that as well. But take that with a grain of salt, okay? But be prepared. Google can overspend your budget, okay? So we're going back up here to bidding strategies. I skipped it earlier, okay? You don't have a lot of bidding strategies. If you run other types of campaigns, you'll have like 6 different types you can choose from. And manual normally works the best. You don't really have that option in this section. So target CPA is how much you're willing to pay per action. Action is a fill-out form, a lead, someone downloading your video or subscribing to your channel type of deal. Now, Google gives you this stuff right here, little recommendations. Normally 9 out of 10 times they're wrong. But what you want to keep in mind is, say you have a product that you're trying to push, and that product to you, after it's all said and done, you make $50. Well, it would be pointless for you to tell Google, hey, I'm going to pay $55, because then you're just losing money. You want to pay 20, 10, something along those lines. Makes sense? This is definitely a discussion you're going to have with your marketer, you're going to have with your company, and see, well, how much is a lead worth to you? Well, leads are worth to us $6. How much is it worth to you gain subscriptions to your YouTube channel? People downloading your ebook, $7, whatever direction we're going here. Just make sure you're still profitable on making money. Like I said, your item at the end of the day, you make $50, and you type in there $55. Well, then it's just pointless at this time. Like this. Maximum conversion is pretty straightforward. Google automatically sets your bids to help you get the most conversions out within your budget. Like I said, you're really going to have the discussion, see which direction is going to work best with you. Normally, you're going to want to test both and see which one gives you the best results. And you're going to want to be able to test for at least 3 months, if not longer. But for the sake of this, we're going to do target CPA, and let's just say my item, I make money for $5. We're going to go that direction with it. All right, next is these networks right here. These are pretty. This is what your video is going to show. So obviously, YouTube videos is the most common. That's the ad that you see. Video partners, I leave that unchecked. Video partners is CNN, cooking websites, blogs that are monetized to have video ads running on them. We've seen them before. You might not have noticed it though, where there's a little video in the middle of a blog or article that you're reading. Those are video partner sites. Video YouTube search results here. Let me show what those are. All right, those ads are these guys right here. That is a YouTube search result ad. They only appear in YouTube. Some other places, let me see, something will pop up. These are example of them too as well. But anyways, that's what that means right now. But we're going to leave everything unchecked. Normally, I don't do partners because you don't have a lot of control on how Google will show up your ad. But YouTube search results is okay too, but normally I just leave it for YouTube videos right now. All right, next is languages. As obvious as it may be, please make sure you have the language you want. English. That's what we're going to be doing. Because if you see earlier, it was defaulted to all languages. You just don't want your stuff just showing up randomly. So we're doing English related only. All right, so next under languages is locations. And for the sake of this video, we're not going to be doing United States, Canada, or all territories. We're going to do enter location, go to advanced. And we're going to do Dothan, Alabama. Now, when you type in what city, you're going to get, especially if it's the main city in the hub, like we are here in Dothan, you can get 2 options. Dothan, Alabama, the city, and Dothan, Alabama DMA, which is the area of Dothan and the surrounding locations. Let me show what that means real fast. I click Dothan. See how small that is? For a reason, Grimes isn't included in this. Type in Dothan again. Target that. See how that gives it a much wider area. Now there are multiple ways you can target or blanket an area for your ad to show up. For the sake of this video, this is the way we're going to do it. We're just going to do Dothan and the DMA area for our video to show up. And that means anyone in here, it'll show up for. All right. Moving on. Now, next is content exclusions. Now, this is pretty important. Depending on when you're watching this video, some things may have changed in these options. So, inventory type this is the best way to think about this is like movie ratings. This is G, PG, rated R. And you can read the little directions and it makes sense. So limited inventory is moderate profanity, moderate sexuality, suggestive content. That's like any video on YouTube. Even this video right here falls under limited inventory ratings, believe it or not, even though there's no sexualness on this video. This video that you're watching also falls under standard inventory. Repeated strong profanity, strong sexual content, and discussion of sex, things like that. Excessive profanity, rated R, things like that way. Normally, you stick with the recommended and you're pretty darn safe that you're not going to be wasting money on these types of videos because you have another option here, excluded content. So if you read this warning, it says in the future, sensitive content categories and video campaigns will no longer be available. So this option, depending on when you're watching this video, may or may not be available. But I normally just target this all, check them all off, just in case. Making sure we don't show up on suggestive content or profanity, rough language, things like that. And then, remember, heck, you might be selling lingerie while you're watching this video. I don't know. So you might want to show up on some of the more adult-themed YouTube videos. But for the sake of this video, mature audiences, I don't need that. Teens, don't need teens. I want to show up for content suitable for families. If you're selling certain items, you might want to show up on YouTube games or live streaming videos. For me, I don't want to show up for that stuff right now. So that's what we're going to click right here. This section is dependent on what you're selling, products, services, goods. Check and uncheck what's relative to you. And this is totally your call which direction we're going to be going with this. All right, this next part, don't lose it right here. Additional settings, it's hidden, sort of. Click on it. All right, this is also another section that will be dependent on your products, goods, or services. Conversions, you really don't need to worry about this one too much. Leave it right there as default. Devices, pretty straightforward. So on all eligible devices, or you can only target for a particular device. Like I only want my stuff to show up on tablets, which would be a waste of money. You at least want to do mobile phones and computers. Yes, TV screens is available, so you can literally put your ad. What's awesome about this versus your derivative commercials, you're more likely to get watched. Let's put it that way. I'll go into that further detail in another video. You can do operating systems. I only want my stuff to show up on iPhone. So if you're running ads for iPhone repair, fix your broken screen, that's perfect. Hit that up. Blackberries, I don't know who still uses Blackberries. Android phones are still there. iOS, that's pretty much gonna be there are two options. Like, hey, I fix your cell phone. Give me a call. Your cell phone screen's cracked. Type of deal. But it just depends. We're gonna have everything show up here. Frequency, how often somebody sees your ad over a period of time. You can cap the frequency. You can increase it, things like that. We're not going to really mess with this too much, but that's have you ever noticed if you keep seeing the same ad over and over and over and over again, that's where that comes from. That's where they're setting this up, or the frequency capping. And then schedules. You really don't need to schedule your ad. This isn't like a search campaign where you have your business number showing and someone's only there 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to answer the phone. You're bringing awareness to this brand. You're more likely sending someone to a website. So just let your ad run. Unless otherwise, you decide otherwise, and go for it and edit your scheduling when you want that ad to show. All right, once again, we're moving on. Closing additional settings. Ad group name. Don't forget, name your stuff. I'll just copy and paste, keep everything easy peasy, right? So next we're getting into the actual targeting. And this is pretty much a two-section part. This part right here is your targeting. So demographics. If you start unchecking things, that means you're not going to show up for it. Household income target is only available in select countries. So yeah, you can do household income target too as well, which is this one. So if you're in America, we can still do this. If not, then you can't. Those are those GDPR regulations type of deal. For that. Audiences, this is a very interesting target sequence. I'll show you a little bit about this as well. But it pretty much like gives you ideas, advertising, marketing services, SEO, SEM, type of stuff. And if you leave it there, Google gives you an explanation. Hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we were showing you to. But you're going to use a combination of demographics and keywords as well, which we'll be showing you also in this video. Now, a lot of times you may already have data collected some shape, form, or fashion of who your buyers are. Like, hey, I know 18 to 44-year-olds normally buy from me. Now, remember, it depends on what you're doing, product, goods, service, and your goals, what you want people to do. For the sake of this, we're not really going to exclude anybody. Now, audiences, if you don't see this, this is what you want to look at for a bit, not the search, but the browse. Who they are, it's pretty detailed, parental status, marital status, education, home ownership. So if you're running an ad for diapers, you know, infants, 0 to 1 year olds, these are the people I want to see my ad type of deal. You kind of got to think about it, you know. I want people that are in a relationship to see my ad, or people that are current college students because I'm selling loans to pay for college type of deal. Home ownership status, you're a realtor and you want renters to see your ad because you want them to come and buy a house from you. That's how that works as well. Pretty straightforward and detailed there. So topics, I know I'm skipping keywords. I'll go back to right now, but topics tend to be pretty broad themselves. Like I said, remember that example earlier about someone being home watching car videos on a Saturday, but they also started a life event of a business. This is something you might want to look through. If you're a bank and you want people to know that have been watching accounting, auditing videos, then you want your ad to show up on there. Like bookkeeping, hey, I am QuickBooks certified. I want people that look up a lot of bookkeeping stuff to see my ads. And remember, you're constantly narrowing this down. If you narrow it down too much, then no one's going to see your ad. If you don't narrow it down enough, then your ad is just going to be wasted. These sections right here, these two parts up here, people and content, you're going to want to split test a lot of this because you don't want like, oh, this and that and that and this and all these make sense. And then like one person a day might see your video if you're lucky. No, all right, we're gonna have a session of this combination, this combination, this combination, and we're gonna see what ends up panning out, how it works. So don't get too carried away with clicking everything that you see, and then all of a sudden, either everyone's watching your ad or nobody's watching your ad, and neither one's good. Now, keywords are gonna help like your search ads. So let's see, I do PPC advertising. Let's see what pulls up. And now we can go through and look at these. Okay, Google Ads, PPC online advertising, and kind of read them through, or you just click all ads and just look at them, view them, make sure they're right. Now remember, these are all broad matched, so it's really out there type of deal. Like I said, testing is always needed when you're doing this. All right, let me show you something that's last but not least, but pretty fun to play around with. Placements. Placements, app categories, apps, people's websites, video apps, YouTube videos, and YouTube channels. Check this out. So let's go to YouTube channels and say PPC. Now it's going to search and it's going to pull up other channels like that. Let's see if there's anything here in Dothan. I'll be surprised if something pulls up. Really, this is the first time I've done this search. Let's see what it says. Hey, so I want my ads to show up on WDHN or the Dolan Twins, or I guess they have something to do with Dothan. Don't know. But this is where I'm telling Google, serve up my ads on these channels. People that are on here. Now you just want to be careful because this does narrow it down a lot. Who's going to view your channels type of deal. So we go here, YouTube videos of +1,000, Dothan, Alabama Police Department harassing. These are videos that have had 1,000+ views that you can now have your ad serve up on. So let's do fishing. Fishing is big down here in Alabama, so it's hunting in general. So there we go. Have your video show up on there. YouTube channels. Have your fishing gear from your Shopify store show up to these people so they can see it and they can buy from you too. All right, now the next section after all this fun stuff is create your video ad. Now it goes without saying, if your video is not on YouTube, upload on YouTube, this isn't going to work. You just wasted your time. So go upload your video to YouTube. Click right here, upload your video to YouTube. First thing first, right? Now, we recommend your video be at least 12 seconds long. There is an option for that 6-second bumper ad that you can run, but we're not doing none of those. We're doing your standard video right here. If your ad is 15 seconds or less, you'll be able to run it as the non-skippable ad as well. And of course, anything above that, you can skip. Now, as for extension of the length, YouTube doesn't recommend your ad being more than 3 minutes. Yeah, I have seen some 5-minute ads ran on YouTube, 30-second ads. This really depends. I mean, it's an ad, so unless you've laser targeted your clientele, which if this is the first time you're running YouTube ads, you haven't. I'd recommend keep your ads pretty short, 30 seconds, maybe 1.5 minutes at best for right now. But then again, go ahead and test it, see what happens. That's what you gotta do. You can always go back here, change this stuff, start a whole new campaign, load it up a different way, test your ad. All right, so we're gonna get your video, right? Go to your YouTube channel. Remember, we opened this up earlier. And the one we're gonna run is this ad right here. Well, it's not an ad, it's a video, really is what it is. Now any of these, you can just run an ad. I mean, you know, any video I want, just pick it and go with it. I can't this one, that's too long. It's longer than 5 minutes, 7 minutes long. But anyways, we're gonna do this one right here. I want people to know that we're offering social media services, for example. So, so click these 3 little buttons. View on YouTube. The URL up here, copy it. Oops. Paste it. Yay, there it is, right? There's my video for the ad. Now normally there are other options here where it says video format, because it tells you what's available to you for this ad. And obviously this is going to be a skippable in-ad stream. It's 54 seconds long. There are video discoveries, bumper ads, non-skippable ads, in-stream, out-stream ads. I mentioned those earlier in this video. So those aren't available to me for this one. It's too long. Final URL. Where are we going to send people? You know, for example, I'm going to send people back into YouTube to my channel to subscribe, okay? Yours might be different. You might have them go to a designated landing page, buy your ebook, buy your hunting gear, whatever it may be. Have a direction for them to go in. So close that. This is my YouTube channel. Copy. Paste. Now, yeah. There we go. All right, it did. All right, www.https. So I got a direction, call to action. Where are these people going to go? Always have that. In fact, you have to have that to even complete this style of an ad. So make sure it's going somewhere. All right, so pro tip, look right here. HTTPS and a non-S. Please make sure whatever you're doing, your website's secure. Not only will it help you rank paid, it'll help you rank organically as well. So always have a secure landing page or secure area where you're sending your traffic. All right, we have a call to, you have your display URL. So your final URL is going to look a little different from your display URL. Display URL is going to be a shrunken down version of what you're doing. Don't worry, it doesn't have to have all your characters in it. Google normally auto-populates this one. Don't forget, it's going to work. Don't worry about it, okay? Check this out. You can see desktop, mobile, what it looks like, right? Call to action, subscribe. That's what I'm going to do. Boop. And then we have a headline. And if you're looking, check this out. Okay, look. Look here and look here. See, it changes. Small. That's too short. Tectony. And from the. Let me figure this out what I wanted to say. I want to say learn more now because I want them to subscribe to my channel. What does it look like on mobile? It looks fine. That'll look right. Anyways, I'm not going to be writing this anyways. I'll build my own later on, but this is for sake of learning. Pretty straightforward, right? Now the Euro Options Advanced is for third-party data, like if you're using CallWorld, things like that. We're just sticking with good old Google Ads, Google Analytics to keep track of what we're doing here on our ads. Now remember, down here's the last little section. Oh, hang on. Auto-generated means these little banners. That right there, that's a banner. You leave those auto-generated unless you have a designated graphic artist that knows the parameters of what to do this for. Most of the time, Google gets it right, let it auto-generate, right? So don't worry about this image too much unless you have a dedicated graphic artist that can make it on an auto-generated banner ad, okay? Now your ad name real fast, remember, label them. Good, healthy practice, you have 2 to 3 videos that are running. You got different target audiences for each one. You can name this practice ad 1 with showing on card or realtors, things like that. Label it out, okay? And then from here, you can preview your ad if you want to. Click it there, use it to pull it up.
What's up, guys?
And there we go. See, that's the
digital marketing. Now, we all know how important a digital marketer who is currently getting her license.
So there's the ad right there. Subscribe, learn more. There's the banner ad right there as well. Add, and then there's that skip button right there also. So there it is for you. All right, now create campaign. Teach you a couple quick shortcuts. Continue to campaign. If you click here, pulls up what you're doing. Now, what's really cool, you're going to want to, on a separate spreadsheet or document, copy and paste this. I'm going to show you why. Copy and paste this so you know what you're doing. Make sure you keep all your labels nice, okay? Continue to campaign. And there you have it. So now you have a video ad running as well. So you're going to be doing some research on this and seeing what people show up for. So for example, let me show you something real quick. So normally you're going to want to do what's called a custom intent audience. It's what they're looking for. So for example, go to browse, go to Affinity and custom Affinity, click down here where it says custom Affinity audience, name it, name this Google search practice. It said labels. Labels are important in the description, really. And we're going to be doing people's interest, for example. So I'm going to keep it simple. We're doing interest. We saw right there, there's lots of different little options there. So people that search PPC, people that search how to use Google. That's a good one. Remember what you're targeting, what you're selling, the good or service or product that you're offering is kind of almost kind of like keywords type of deal. Oops, I misspelled that. Hot. How to use Google. So if you're got like fishing lures, you're gonna be like best fishing lure. I think I misspelled that, but you get the point, right? Marathon runners, triathlon runners. See, and you can really fill this up to a lot of items in here. So you can get pretty creative with how this works. So let's save. Let's go ahead and not save this because I don't want to waste time on it. Go to search. And let's type in BUS businesses. So let's see. So I like dealing with clients that are small businesses personally. So people that recently started a business, people that are starting a business soon, life event, they just created a business type of deal. That's how, so that Google targeting is how that's looking at that and is going to serve my ad up. So if this guy is, let's say this, someone just started a business, right? And they like watching videos about cars. And so they're home Saturday watching a car video and my ad shows up. Based off, because they started a business, they now see my ad on their phone, and that shows that they are more likely to click on it because it's the ad I'm going to be using is, hey, how to use Google marketing for your small business. Click here, learn more, type of deal. That's how that works. That's that type of marketing. Now, if you notice, those were labeled as life events. In-market audience is something very different. So if someone has been actively searching about SEO and SEM services, I also want them to see my ad as well. I offer web design development, so I can have a YouTube ad running about, hey, my company can build you a website and do the hosting and maintain and keep it up type of deal. So in-market audiences and live events are completely different, and make sure you're targeting the right type for each product, service, and good that you're offering. After you got, some item selected, Google's going to give you right here where it says ideas. Click on that. Be careful with that. Some of these might be too broad, but in the end, that's a decision that you and your marketer are going to have to make. So like this one here, end market service, end market audience, someone looking for web services. That would probably work for me if I was running that type of ad. Business professionals, that's way too broad. Everyone thinks they're a business professional. But it doesn't look like any of these. Nope. But I see, every once in a while it throws out dumb things like bank and finance. See, that's not going to be anything good for me either. So just be real careful when you're reading these and looking through them, especially when it's Google giving you the idea itself. Because every once in a while it throws out this random junk, and that's just going to be a waste of your money. So you want to do some of that testing that I told you about. Remember, we're now back at our home page. Very easy. Find your video ad. There it is. Remember, you labeled it right. Click there. It's going to pull it up. Click on ad groups. There's your current video. Click there, it says add an ad group. Bam. Now you can, it labels it number 2. Remember, relabel as you please. And remember that last page I told you to copy and paste what you're already doing onto a Word document. Look at that Word document and see, all right, now we want to test taking this out and changing your placement and whatnot. Reload the video, and then hit save ad group, and Google just boop, there it is again. Now you can create multiple tests of the same ad without having to go back and redo a whole bunch of other stuff. You can just go in here and say, all right, now let's only advertise to 35 to 44 years old type of deal. Now you can change it, you can edit, you can alter it, and create a whole new ad to test against the other ads that you have running, right? Save you a little bit of time and effort. That's pretty cool. All right, and that's pretty much YouTube ads in a nutshell. You need to have a YouTube video, that's your own, Google Analytics account, Google Ads, and lots of testing. So if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. Take care.